you just spend so much of your time missing them, pining after them. Why would you want to be doing that when you're going to all these new countries, meeting all these new people? Hey sailors, welcome back to Cruising as Crew. My name is Lucy, and today we're going to be talking about long distance relationships, but not a long distance relationship between two crew members who work on cruise ships. We're going to be talking about long distance relationships between a crew member and someone that doesn't work on ships, that lives on land, and how to make it work. Can you make it work? But before we start, please press like and subscribe. It would just be much appreciated. And also, if you have any questions, then you can leave them in the comments box down below or DM me over on Instagram at Cruising as Crew and I will get back to you. But as for now, let's get into the video. So it's 2021 and I hope to God that the cruise ship industry is going to be getting back to normal soon, because I really want to get back to work. But also, with the cruise ship industry getting back to normal, it means that there's a lot of people who are going to start working on cruise ships. There's a lot of you who message me, working on cruise ships is your dream. It's something that you've always wanted to do. But what if last year, 2020, you got a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you're in a relationship? Does that mean that you're not gonna go and work on cruise ships? Are you gonna break up with them and go and work on cruise ships? Are you gonna stay together and work on cruise ships? It's a big decision. And also 2020, we had so much change. Like, we lost jobs, we got new jobs, we had to adapt to not being able to go out, to socially distance. Like, there was a lot of adjustment that we had to do last year. So there's also that thing of like, do I even want to uproot my life again? Do I want 2021 to be another adjustment? Well, that is for you to decide. But I personally don't think you should ever choose a relationship over a dream. And I don't mean a job, I mean like a dream job. Because you are just going to end up resenting that person or that thing that stopped you from going for what you wanted. And also, your dream job is not going to wake up one day and decide they don't love you anymore. Your partner might not, but the point is, if you don't go for what you want, you're always going to wonder what would have been. And we don't regret the things we do, we regret the things we don't do, right? So I think, yeah, 2021 should be the year that you go after your dreams. We've learned that life is precious, nothing is guaranteed, and we need to just seize the day. So if cruise ships is something that you really want to do, you have a burning desire to work on cruise ships, then yes, you should go for it, relationship or not. But what if, yes, okay, we want to work on cruise ships, but we do actually really love the person that we're with? What do we do? I think there are two types of long distance relationships. There's one that could potentially have a good outcome, and there's one that is doomed from the very start. And the difference between them is end game. If you know that you want to try working on cruise ships, so yes, you want to do a 6-month contract, but after that 6-month contract, you're going to come back and you're going to move in together, get married, go traveling together, like fill in the blank, but you have something that you're both working towards, then I think it can work. But if you're with someone and there's no direction and you're just like, well, this is what we're doing now, and you're just kind of like jellyfishing it along, it's probably not going to work. So you have to be really honest with yourself about what you want. Do you think that, okay, I do just want to do one contract and try it out, and then I think I'll be satisfied because I do really want to be with this person? Then great. But if you're like, no, I want to work on cruise ships and I think I want to make this a career, then that's fine. But it's not fair on you or the other person to kind of keep them in tow while you go and live your dream on the cruise ships, because you have the worst parts of being in a relationship and being single when you're in a long distance relationship. You have the loneliness of being single, the stress of like, what are they doing? Are they cheating on me? Who are they going out with tonight? Not getting laid, because obviously they're not there. But all the responsibilities of being in a relationship, like you have to make time to call them. You have to consider their feelings. So, I mean, I would never advise a long distance relationship for the reasons I've literally just said. And the thing is, it's so much worse for the person you're leaving behind at home, because you're going to go on a cruise ship and you're going to have all these new people, all these new places, a new job. Like, you're going to have so much stuff keeping your mind occupied. Whereas the person you've left at home, all they're going to be doing is thinking about the fact that you're meeting all these new people, going to all these new places. And then we start to obsess, and you know, they're looking at your Facebook pictures or they're talking to you on the phone and they're like, well, who's that new guy that you're working with? Or who's that new girl that I saw you on the beach with in that Facebook post? And, you know, we start to assume the worst, and it is exhausting to live in that state. So to be the person at home is dreadful, I think. But then also to be the person on the ship, yes, you have all these exciting things going on, but you have that person at home that you're committed to that you need to make time to speak to. So, you know, all your new friends on board say, right, we're going for a team meal tonight. And you're like, sorry, I can't come. I said that I'd call my boyfriend back home. They all go for a meal, you call your boyfriend back home, and maybe you have a nice conversation, or maybe the majority of the conversation is them accusing you of cheating just because you're meeting all these new people. And then the thing is, that is going to push you towards like being with your new friends. It's like, well, I could have gone to that team meal and had a load of fun, but instead I'm sat in my cabin talking to my boyfriend or girlfriend who is just accusing me of doing stuff. You know, no one wants that. And the other thing with working on a cruise ship, as I have said in so many videos, things change all the time. So you might say to your partner back home, I'm going to try and call you at 10 o'clock every evening. But there might be a drill, you might finish late, there might be an event that you have to go to. There's probably going to be a time difference. Or maybe the Wi-Fi's down. There's so many things that prevent you from making like a schedule with the person who you're with back home that it kind of ends up being on your time. You're probably not going to be calling them when it's best for them. You're going to be calling them when you can, when you have time. And the person at home is going to get frustrated with that because it's going to feel very one-sided. But on your end, you're going to be like, I literally like don't have time. And trust me from experience, when you tell people at home, I don't have time, they don't really get it because you can be busy at home. We can all be busy at home, but maybe there's an hour commute to work where you could call them, or, you know, when you come home and you finish tea, you've got all evening to sit and call. When you're on a cruise ship, there just really isn't much time because there's always stuff going on, and you're very conscious that if you spend that time on the phone, you're gonna miss out on so much. So it's that thing of like, the person at home gets frustrated that you're always calling when it suits you, and you're getting frustrated that they don't understand that you are doing the best you can. But as I said, if you have got an end goal, you're going to have a really difficult 6 months while you're on board the cruise ship. But if you know that it's just for 6 months, then I'm sure you can get through it. However, if you're fighting or accusing each other of stuff, it's just, you know, all rubbish, and it's like, well, this is just what we're doing. Of course it's not going to last, but you need a goal. You have to have an end date. You have to have something that you are both working towards. So besides jealousy, which is kind of the main thing that, I mean, it's just cancer of any relationship, isn't it? The other thing that will kill your relationship is you run out of things to talk about. You might be an amazing couple when you're both together, but if you go and work on a cruise ship, you're gonna have loads to talk about, as in like, oh, so I went to like, I was in Jamaica today, and oh, this happened at work, and oh, I met this new person and this person left. Like, you're gonna have so much to talk about. But the person at home doesn't really get it because they've never met these people. They've probably never been on a cruise ship, so they don't really understand why things are going on. So it's very hard to talk to someone about working on a cruise ship if they haven't worked on a cruise ship, because they're like, well, who's Jeff, and why did Jeff leave, and why has Samantha come on, and who is Samantha? So you're going to have lots to talk about, but the other person's not going to get it. And the person at home probably isn't going to have a lot to talk about that's very interesting compared to everything that you've got going on. So I think for a long distance relationship to work, to actually work, you both need to be doing something. So if you want to go and work on cruise ships for 6 months, your partner has to be doing something. They don't have to be doing something crazy. They could just be getting a new job, be going backpacking, gonna live in Spain. Or maybe they're gonna keep their life exactly the same job, live in the same place, but they're gonna start 2 new hobbies. That will give you both something to talk about because you'll both have interesting things to bring to the conversation rather than one person dominating the conversation all the time because you're the only person who's actually got something going on. So bear that in mind. Like, if you want to work on cruise ships and you have a partner at home, I would definitely encourage them to pursue one of their dreams. Maybe one of their dreams is that they've always wanted to move to Australia. Like, hey, I want to go on the cruise ships. Why don't you go to Australia? Why don't we kind of do our things at separate times and then come back together a year later? And that way you're both going to have really interesting things going on and you're not going to get bored with one another. There's going to be a lot less jealousy because you're both meeting new people. You're both going out and doing things. One of you isn't sat at home obsessing about the other. So I think that is like the main thing. You both have to be doing something interesting. You need someone to give you the space to enjoy it. And space comes with trust. They trust you, so they'll give you the space to do it. I mean, if someone doesn't trust you, they're not going to let you go and work on a cruise ship. They're going to try and keep you here. So if someone is willing to stay with you while you go and work on a cruise ship, then that's brilliant because there's already that level of trust there. But it does become very hard to keep that trust when there are all these new people around. You are in different countries. It's so easy to trust someone when you know what pub they go to, you know what friends they hang out with, like, you know? So I personally think the best way to ensure that you have a long-term relationship with this person is to break up. Hear me out. Hear me out. I cannot tell you the amount of people who I know broke up for logistical reasons and then have got back together later on. Like, there's an excellent chance that you can get back together if you only broke up for geographic reasons. But the secret is you have to cut it cold turkey, because it means you can both go off and do what you want to do. You can go off on the ship and you don't have to worry about calling that person. You can go to that team meal, you can go to that party. If you want to go to the beach with that guy, maybe nothing's going on, but you know that it doesn't matter because you don't have to consider anyone's feelings. So it gives you the space to thoroughly enjoy working on a cruise ship. And that doesn't mean having sex with everything that moves. But like, being in a long distance relationship, you just spend so much of your time missing them, pining after them. Why would you want to be doing that when you're going to all these new countries, meeting all these new people? Why would you want to spend your time pining after someone? And likewise, that person at home, why would you want to spend your time feeling jealous, feeling frustrated that you can't get hold of them because they're on a ship in the middle of the sea? Are they cheating on me? Are they not? Are they going to come home after 6 months, or are they going to decide, actually, I want to do another contract? I know you've waited for me for 6 months, but I am actually going to continue to do this. And the problem is, if you stay together, it will shred your relationship. So I think the best chance you have at being with this person is to break up while you do your cruise ship thing, while you live your cruise ship life. They can do their thing, and maybe their thing is just staying at home and doing what they've always done, but they can do that and not be worrying about what you're doing all the time because you're not together. Yes, it's going to be painful, but if you break up with someone and you can look back and be like, there was actually nothing wrong, we just both wanted to like pursue a dream, you can get back together. You'll be like, yeah, call me in 6 months when you finish your contract and we'll see where we're at. We'll see if we can get back together. If you stay together while you do your contract on board, the jealousy, the frustration on both parts, the missing each other, the figuring out you actually have nothing to talk about, it will shred your relationship. And then you're going to look at it and be like, actually, it was really bad in the end. And you're not going to want to get back together. You know what they say? If you love something, let it go. You just have to let it go temporarily. And then you can come back together and live your life. And this is obviously specific to long distance relationships when one of you are on a cruise ship. It is different if you're in a long distance relationship on land. And also, it's different again if you're both crew members. And maybe I'll do a video on long distance relationships if you're both crew members. This is specific to you're a crew member or you want to be a crew member and the person you are with has never been on a ship or isn't a crew member or is going to be on land at home. So guys, I really hope this advice helps you, helps you. If you do have any more questions, please leave them in the comments or DM me over on Instagram. And also please send your video topics to me over on Instagram because I obviously want to make videos that you want to watch. So let me know what you want to watch. But yeah, I wish you all the best with your relationship. Try and look at it logically. Easier said than done, I know. But yeah, let me know what you think. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.